figure this out. Move this over here. Okay. Morning, Bjorn. Morning, bullet catcher. Zoom in pretty deep on this. apologies. I have no idea if you said something when I was coming into the stream. Goblin Advert was playing. And oddly loud. Alright, well, is everything good now? I just said welcome. Okay. And Bjorn, just so you know, I haven't forgot or anything. I took a quick look. I made some quick notes, and I think I'll get those to you possibly after stream, because there's a couple things that I want to clarify, I think, with you about like some of your intent, you know, and that sort of thing. I hope that's okay that I'm saying it on stream. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's get a solid line here. What do you guys like so far the Wood Elven these will be less be like the actual Wood Elves, but more like, imagine if the Wood Elves sort of went and made their own like cabins. I think I need to get some of the gray sky reflecting off the top. I don't even know if this is... It might be worth it to do some measurements on this. I was sort of leaning into like catching fireflies as pets and stuff. With a little bit of wisp magic, maybe. We have wisps in the game as well. Yeah, this is gonna be a wood elf hut. Welcome in, Normally fans. I just realized that this would not work the way that I am portraying it. It have to be dark. So we get that one little sliver of light. No, not most wood elf homes will be on the ground. I imagine I just want to see where I'm at in terms of we're over here. So we're a little off on how centered it should be. can sort of see. We're gonna zoom out here. But this is sort of the scale we're working at. There's going to be a few areas. Yep, that tree line is going to have lots of lights. We already have some of them, but they're really small, so I might pop them up a bit, right? Just to be like, see what I mean? Something like that. We're going to get back to defining some of these hills. And I want to get this ridge here, this embankment, figured out. Embankment, I think, is right. Essentially the goal here that I'm going to be working on today is adding a good amount of form to these hills, and detail to some of the foreground elements, so that when you look at this piece, you'll be able to live in it for a bit, you know? So you really see the scale, attention to detail. Gonna also add in different amounts of flora and fauna. Alright, so I want to get these characters all figured out. Probably not too much fauna. Might do something like this every once in a while. Giant roots popping out. is. How are you, Liz? Also, how is everybody? I just sort of really jumped into the painting, I mean. One of the things that I really like about this oh, nice. Nice and chill. One thing that I really like about this is we had talked about some of the well, I have this cabin. Well, I don't have the cabin. My family owns a cabin. My grandpa built a cabin, log cabin, and at this lake, and something like nice and solitary about it, and especially at night. If you're fishing, you can see all the lights of all the other cabins that are still awake, and as the sun sets, and there's a good amount of that I really liked. And I want to, and they're dispersed, so it's not like a village, right? Everybody has their own sort of place, and it gives this nice feel of like everybody sort of relying on their own a bit, and it has a really nice look because you start to see, you know, like these guys might be here, but then you look down the way and then there's another one instead of it being so close. And there's something about that I really liked. I think there is and will be lots of room for something like a fishing village along the shore here. But this real life experience, I think, of like having that in my life and knowing what that feels like and wanting to share what that feels like with other people is going to be really cool. I think people will like it a lot if we hit it right. That's always the case if we hit it right? But at least we have a really solid direction on this specific area of a zone. hope you guys like that idea. It'll look really cool, I think. This is good. I'm looking for looking at another 24-hour playtest in 6 hours, and I don't have high hopes. I'm trolling a lot of people, which to me is funny. Maybe we'll spend a little time on this shape here. Something I'm gonna have to do here in after this. Well, I have a lot of stuff I need to do, but one of the things that I really need to do is I'm gonna have to define truly what the high elf architecture is gonna look like. What kind of motifs we want to play off of. How we want them to look for everybody else. Yeah, but that's the thing, is we're also it's going to really affect how the rest of the elves look, right? It has to. So we need to really get it to a good point. fun, so I might end up reworking some of this. But for now, I think these are actually landing pretty good. And those are details no one is ever gonna see. And let's go in here and get these boats in. And we'll do like a gray on top here. That gray gets to follow the top of the boat. That the rim of the boat. Yes, that is. Here, let me pull it up just so you're correct. We do have it up on the website. Media, concept art. Here's our two sort of takes on it so far. So we have this gray kind of integrated into the bottom there, those runes. And then we have this nice reddish brown, right? That stand out. And so a combination of both. We have, you know, even like these vines wrapping around here. It's gonna be cool, I think. Yeah, I think we want multiple zone levels. So you could zone into the top canopy, and then you could zone into the middle from the bottom or top or whatever. And the idea is that we'd be able to put like a nice fog layer in there. Might have some areas where you can sort of see the ground, or we just might not. and then leave it as like what's it called? If we leave it like trying to find the right word for it. So excuse me. Oh yeah, if we leave it just so it's like that for the Wood Elven City, but we're able to do some of that like later on, where you do get high up and you're still able to see and see down and everything. Like playing with different little rules like that will be super fun. Okay, something like that. And I'll do the next one in a bit. Gotta make sure the water's right. So, thing with shallow water is the more that you look down on it and not across it, the less reflective it is. So like, for example, look down into a fountain, you can see right through to the bottom, right? Or same thing with a pond, you look down, you might catch a bit of your reflection, but you're gonna see like little rocks and it's gonna be really saturated too. And then the further that your angle gets, like where you're more aligned with the surface rather than looking down on it, you're gonna get more reflection. And so because this embankment, I think that's what it's called, it's kind of going like this, right? When we look down at this angle, right, that's usually the reflection. Now there's actually something here rather than it being lost all the way down here, and you're seeing it at an angle, so you're seeing this right on, and so you see a little bit more just coming up, especially because of how shallow it gets. It's like a combination of all that stuff. gonna gray it out. Here, I kind of wonder if I should throw in like a yellow or like a red adventurer's cape. It's quite nice. Now we take the gray a bit. And then in here, it's gonna get really deep colored red. And then up here we'll also have a really deep colored red, maybe even a bit lighter, something like that. And then we can obfuscate it a bit with some of that water. Because when something's wet, it shows its more deeper value. I just throw this red up here. And the reason why I'm sort of willing to put this in here, usually I wouldn't too much, but it's because we have this red up here, so it feels a lot more justified that this can exist. At least I think that way. We don't actually have a I feel like I should just do it. Maybe like a knight's helmet or something. I think maybe yes to the really, really bright spot there. I might have to justify it a bit more. Put in a little bit more spots. Maybe he has a handout or something. Now we can put in some browns. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it's time to just purely do a full reflective area. This is really too small for me to be doing any serious painting. I feel like I'm doing pixel art at the moment. There we go. There we go. Now the question is, what kind of sword does he have? Cool as had like a nice glowing sword. I don't think it quite fits the vibe. Blue black, and we'll touch a little bit. Maybe we'll do like a white stripe down through. Maybe just black. There's not much light going around here. We want a little bit more contrast. Maybe he doesn't have his sword drawn at all. Maybe a lamp. Lamp could work. A little skeptical on adding an even brighter thing to him though, because he's already wearing red, which is like a pretty good call out. So I think I'm just going to give him a staff or a halberd or something. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we'll get some more music going. What was it I listened to a lot of? On something I just put on and forget. Alright, yeah. I think it does look pretty good. Let me know if this is too loud. It feels a little loud on my side. But I might just have to turn down my volume. Volume is fine? Okay. I'm getting up, or do we want him just... Maybe one guy's still in the boat. Maybe this guy's still in the boat, actually. No clue. Well, I have a clue, but I don't know if people will agree with me. Two things. I think we should get elves in. I think it's gonna change the vibe of the game. real quick, which is a good thing. I think we should get high elves in, and then we should do deep elves and wood elves based off of them. That being said, I desperately do want to get a deep race in. So it's like a little, little fight, in my head of what's efficient, what would make, people happy in terms of like, so maybe a deep elf, but I don't think deep gnomes are gonna be it. As much as I like them, I think we have hit on that front enough. We have 1, 2, 3 short races. Just not next. Just not next. Yeah, we'll have them. We'll have them for sure. We'll have them in. Fret not. Pure adventurer. Ollie wants to do some really fun stuff with their eyes, which makes me excited. I'll be right back. Hey guys. Alright, I'm back. Uh, okay. Duty, sit down. Good boy. Reminder, save my work. Okay, I'll save right now. It has been saved. Hey, dumb moss, what's up? I just realized who you were. I saw a purple name. I was reading just like Dumbo. Because I'm dumb. Dumbo. Moths is just hanging out with the monotonous. I think it was being a goblin. Goblin. Yeah, it was great. I quite enjoyed it. And fully embraced some of the acting like a goblin, which I think a lot of people did, to be honest. Well, means that when you want to play another class will be available. Back to lizarding. Very nice. I do want lizards. Yet, you know they're not on our current like concept art thing. I think we do have some concept art up for them on the website. We'll have to double check on that. Okay, where's the... That was that, and then... Maybe I didn't put it on the website. Shira... Kobolds... Oh, I didn't put the Mushroom Men up either. I need to put the Mushroom Men up. Like... Sorry. Golems and gnolls. These are the designs for gnolls. Here was some of the lizard designs, but these lizard designs aren't the playable. This is like a mob lizard design. Hobgoblins on the right. The Beetle Men. Oh, Mushroom. So here's what I think our, and I'll have to, maybe we'll redo this, or maybe I'll redo this so that the legs are longer. But this might be what our tree form will look like. See, Beetle Men. Where are the Beetle Men? All hail the Beetle Queen. Which is just my intuition is that the Beetle Queen is essentially like just this. And then they like take the form or like create and form like whatever host. Can dual wield two-hand weapons. Oh my god, that'd be wild. I'm expecting she'll be more magical than like a physical damage type. Trying to find a way that fairies make sense. You know, if we had fairies, actual flyable fairies, where they didn't like just fly away, you know, and maybe their like evade was really high, but their attack was really low, so they would unless it was like magic, so they would it would all balance out in the end. Anyway. I'll have to upload some more because I know I missed some. Because there's mushroom men, like I mentioned. But for now, we gotta continue. Alright, who's this guy traveling with? First off, this arm needs to show a little bit more dominance, a little bit more wider. Do we want like a gnome? Maybe like a deep gnome? What color would this deep gnome be wearing? Maybe a light green. I could also imagine a black. Do a druid. Yeah, I think they like purple as well. That's fucking adorable. No, we'll leave that. Oh, maybe we'll do like a... It's cute. I like it. Maybe I'll take that out for now, though. Druids having the options to have like leaves in their hair. I'd like that. That'd be cool. I really don't like working this small. I mean, it's easy for detail, to be honest, but you don't have to worry about the brush stroke nearly as much. You just have to put the right value and color down a little bit. But still. Yeah, we are listening to Elwyn Forest at the moment. I never heard too much of this specifically. But some of the main themes carry through, so it still feels nostalgic. Of course, I was a Horde player. A dirty Zug. I played an undead. So that was nice. We'll just do a quick little Ronnie Anderson. Hello, Goblin. Are you making concept art right now? Yeah. Back to concept art. Well, sort of. This is less concept art, to be completely honest. I mean, it is, because we're gonna use it as like a piece, you know, to facilitate, you know, building the game and everything. But it's more like more an illustration than in concept art at the moment. Am I crazy? I feel like I'm not painting anything. You know why I wasn't painting anything? I was at 20% opacity. Couldn't see anything that I was actually putting down. Now, what do we want this guy to be? Let's do ranger. Simple ranger. Because they're coming across. You know, it makes sense that this guy's so out of place that these two, it makes sense that they would be more in place. You know, that this is the reason we have both a ranger, just sort of a survivalist, and a druid helping them out, helping this guy out. Makes sense. I think that's what we'll do. And just like that, he is good to go. Just so you guys know, every once in a while I'll be answering some questions over from YouTube because I'm streaming this on YouTube as well. So if you're confused at who I'm talking at or whatever, that's why. And I kind of want this to be like a bit kind of open, and that's why they chose the place to land. To park their boats. Know what I mean? Lenin, hello. How's it going, Valerius? What's up? We'll do something like that. Now we zoom out and we see the grand scale of things. Truly how small these characters are. Maybe I'll do some plants or something over here. I definitely do want to get some more fauna and stuff. Or sorry, flora. Yeah, I'm skeptical on having... Maybe I'll do like things like this. We'll have places where we'll have giant roots that go like kind of wild and everything, but maybe for this one it would be better if the roots just sort of sneak out, you know what I mean, but in a straight line. So we could do something like that, but that's a little bit too heavy for the composition. So it'd be something like this. That would be maybe something like that. You get like some roughs around it and nothing too crazy. And you see like some roots coming in through here on the bottom. Not quite the wood elf town, but the forest the wood elves live in. For sure. Gino Miner says, "Howdy, hello." Yeah, so I explained a little bit earlier, but I'll explain again, because there are new people here. But for this, I'm sort of thinking that we'll probably do like a town. So if there's if we do this for a moment, and this is the forest here. This is the forest, right? And we have our big trees and everything. And then this is where the sea is. Come across here. That way down here, there might be like there's going to be like a fisherman's town. You know, a couple, with like a dock and everything. Maybe like a couple docks. And I want some trees kind of going like this. This is top-down view, by the way. And I like the idea of there being like a fallen tree, right? It kind of goes across like that slightly separates it. And then we have some of these wood elf like cabins just along couple, and then some more like deeper into the woods like this. And then when you see lights in the forest, that's when they start traveling up the tree, and they'll actually be more in like that. And so our adventurers that we see here, they're coming up like a thing, essentially right here. You know, a boat. And it'll be bigger than this, maybe. You know, but that's the idea. And so you can sort of see the layout now. I'll keep that layout down at the bottom though, so I can show some people in the future. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be well, the colors are nice, and that's half the battle. Getting the right colors and everything, that's nice. There's still a lot more work to be done on the concept side to make sure that these buildings actually look like the buildings they're supposed to. And have the lore integrated into their designs and everything. Haven't done too hefty a pass on that yet. But that'll be coming. We have I think a pretty good design at the moment for some of their stuff. There's a deep dark green that I want to be able to put into this as well. I think it'd be nice to have a nice deep super dark green every once in a while. Just accenting things. So we have essentially this nice red and orange glow that gives you a little bit of warmth, and maybe we'll have like wisps in the night or something just crossing, you know. Yeah, they're sort of like wood elf cabins. What I like about this introduction to them, for a lot of people, I'm assuming this is going to be their introduction, right? Is that here are these solitary cabins where you'd imagine that some wood elves, you know, live by and do their own thing and everything. But then, like, you look into the forest and you see, like, truly, like I want to hint at it, right? Just the span, and then as you get closer, it'll start to almost look like a constellation in the sky, but we're gonna have like wisps moving around in there and stuff like that, creating light, and I think it's gonna be a really, really beautiful area. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I will say that environments are not my extreme strong suit. So, if this lands for you guys, I'm super happy. I tend to go with color the most. I think color's the most important. People that start in grayscale feel like it's I do the same thing with characters. I can't start in grayscale. It's I think I could, but it's just there's this thing with characters that I like doing, which is I like to start with the face. And when I start with the face, even if I'm drawing or whatever, what ends up happening is I get the personality of that character with the face. And when I get the personality of the character with the face, I'm able to make design decisions based off of that personality. And so things come very naturally. We go, okay, this person looks like this and would probably, you know, and now you can make like some really informed decisions on what type of character they are, monster they are, whatever, what they might like, or what they might wear, and how weathered they are, whatever, what shapes they kind of like lean into. And I feel like that sort of thing happens in environments. You get the mood or the color first, and that sort of tells you the area's character a little bit. Sure, you can add like shape and all that stuff in, but in terms of telling you what that mood is, what we're looking at, color's so big. It's like you look at an image and you're gonna go, "Whoa, that's a big red dragon," right? And you'll remember that, and then you'll tell your friends about the big red dragon that you saw in a painting or whatever. And then the same thing sort of happens. What if it was like a white dragon, or like a black dragon, or like a, you know, it changes your perception of something and how it gets remembered in your mind and all that. Gives you a different vibe. Red dragon, you're like, whoa, that's dangerous, like demonic. It's you associate it with like fire and anger and, you know, like all these other stuff. Versus a green dragon, you might think nature or poison. Or white dragon, you know, oh, is this guy honorable? Is this guy gonna kill me? Is he regal? Is he the top of his, you know, like that sort of purity? White scales, that's crazy. Yeah. So that's sort of the idea of going color first, which means I can overlook other things, and I tend to just like leave it super loose. But for these 3P illustrations, not really doesn't do it justice to just leave it loose. For concepts, sure. I still like to leave concepts really loose, unless we're getting into like some of the details. But those details, I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of the texture work anyway, and so once I get this sort of vibe, then I can paint in the details any which way, you know. Like if you guys saw some of the stuff that I was doing for Night Harbor, I'll pull it up here, and then I'll pull it up right now. File, open. It was environment textures, and if I open up Night Harbor trim sheet, right, it's like I'm not putting this stuff into a concept. This stuff gets done, you know, once I have to do these textures and I have a really good idea of what I want, and so we have these, you know, this stone, this wood, stone, wood, metal, right? And so that gets put onto the buildings, that gets put on as like the little details and accents in Night Harbor that you guys didn't see yet, by the way. I did all this work, and it's not quite done yet. And because it's not quite done, you didn't get to see it. But that's one of the next things that we're probably going to do. We're looking at extra biomes because we're going to do like a little taste of what it is to work, or to do some more biomes and stuff. But you know, we're still having to get a lot of Night Harbor done, and a lot of texture work for Night Harbor done. Sorry, I went on a really long rant there. What do you have most fun with? Concept art like this or concrete texture detail work? I would say I like character work the most. Character concept art. The stuff that I did with the races, the playable races, if I could render out all of our monsters and just do that, I think I'd be happy. But there's also another part of me that likes the that likes, you know, having a little bit of that like control of what gets in, like how things finally look in the presentation. Like I was very happy doing the character faces, you know. I was very happy doing the Goblin smile. So I'd say I also enjoy that a lot. There's so much work to be done that like the concept art stuff kind of has to be, in my opinion, kind of has to be pretty loose. This is like one of the exceptions, because this is one of those, like, you know, like really, when we talk about 3P, usually talk about, so 3P is the type of illustration this is. I call it party, place, and peril. And so you have at least 2 of the 3 really focused on, right? And so, and sometimes just 1, but for the most part, you want at least of those, like those 3, 2 of those 3 encapsulated. And so, like for right now, we have this party here. Party and place. And that's what this is. This is party and place. Right? This is a whole area that is just, you know, meant to inspire and showcase this part of the world. That's what place is, right? Just summon my inner Bob Ross. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will. I need to cut this off here. There we go. Gob Ross. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the Gob Ross thing. That was funny as fuck. By the way, I don't think you guys realize, anytime you're in the Discord and you see, do you guys know Wad Wizard? I think he responded to that. Because he has a Bob Ross wizard profile picture. Yeah, that guy is the reason why I approach colors the way that I do. He was the one that made me realize that you could focus on other technical aspects and truly master them before things like value or anatomy or whatever, you know, the fundamentals, let's say. He just had different ideas of what is good and what he liked, and it was shape, texture, and color, and especially color, and his colors are phenomenal. He's a great artist. Highly suggest, if you can, finding and looking at his stuff, but he hides it so well, which kind of is frustrating, but yeah, he inspired me on a lot of that because his colors are great. They're just great. Let's take a look at. Let me see if I can pull. Nah, no. I'll go through some of his colors another time. Some of his artwork another time. He has fantastic colors. Yeah, but that's not nearly half of his stuff. That's like 1%. I'm in a Discord with him where he actually posts his stuff, and man, let's take a look at his Tumblr. Wad Wizard. So you guys get an idea. Oh, he's been posting more. Oh, no, he hasn't. Look at this. I love his colors. This is one of my favorite of his, actually. Look at that deep blue. There's blue, purple, green, orange. Beautiful. So hectic. He does a lot of wild things, though. He's very much an abstract, but not quite. I feel like he doesn't like being put into like a... I don't feel like he doesn't like being put into a box. I just love these colors. I just love these colors. Not really colors for Monsters of Memories, but they're just... Like, look at that. You know? And here was, and here's his shape stuff. So here's the character design he did. Really cool. Very cool. Yeah. Things like this is super rad. And then one last one, we'll go look at his spider castle. Look at that. Just so fucking cool. Did a second spider here, chilled out on it actually being a full spider. Yeah, he's crazy good. Oh yeah, this. I love this. I love this so much. This is like at nighttime when you're on a boat and you're heading somewhere and it gets like really dark and these deep colors start to show up. Yeah, he did a really good job with this set. Anyway, that is all. Love his colors. Very much inspiration. Very much inspiration. I don't know why my audio keeps going. No, I don't like you. Alright. And of course, my colors are a lot more, what's it called? I feel like my colors are they're still pretty bold, but they're a lot more chilled out and don't have nearly as much color variation. But that's just the subject matter. The subject matter doesn't call for it. Because when we're talking about fantasy art and everything, they don't have a whole lot. They have some color variation built into all their paintings, you know, the great fantasy artists, but they don't have nearly as much, other than Frank Frazetta, they don't have nearly as much, they rely on local color a lot, which is a whole other deal, so you'll see a lot less color variation in this work. Gonna try and chill out on some things here. I've defined these and I feel like I need to define them less actually. Maybe I'll get some more intense greens. No. And another thing, when it comes to color, one of the things that I highly suggest is don't put something down you know is like not great, or you know you sort of don't like. You know, if there's like right now, I took some time to adjust this green that I'm putting on, right? And I tried like 5 or 10 different greens, 5 different greens or whatever. If you have the chance, right, don't put something down that you know is wrong or you know you don't like. I know a lot of people, they're lazy about that. That's why I have this here. The colors, they're right there so I can change them and pick them and not be lazy about it. Anyway, sorry for the... I feel like sometimes I'm just speaking at people about the way that I do art. That'll be really weird actually what I do next. There you go. That there's a little bit of that yellow rotted green that I wouldn't think that I would like here, but I think it bridges the gap between the red and the sort of like the pine, you know? That's nice. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that looks really good. So was wondering if I'd be able to hit that mood of the rolling. Okay. And then we're going to take this and we're going to see if we can pump this up just a bit. Nice. Just a bit of darkness. I can't even see any of the characters that I did. It's so small. You'll have to actually open this picture up and look at it, and oh man, even then it's going to be really hard to... We see the boats, they're there, they work as boats like this. This looks nice, right? But hold on, my Photoshop just had a heart attack. Just gonna close it, open it back up. $6,000 by $3,500. Not too bad, actually. I thought it'd be worse. Oh yeah, hold on, by the way. That's the difference. That's all the work that I just put into it. And so it used to be this, and that wasn't big enough. I threw that back there, and for scale, I brought these guys down. These guys might have to come back up a bit. Because the scale is set for everybody else now. We could probably get away with that. And this whole embankment, I mean. That feels better. To me, that feels better. Yeah, something like that. So that's before and this is after, right? And so the difference here is that we get to see more of the characters and we already have the scale, right? This is like, okay, that's big, right? But this, you'd still catch that scale because we have this building here that acts as the, you know, the test, because we see this building here and we can imagine that these buildings are about that same size, and now you're comparing this size to how big this is. You're basing how big this is based off of this, which is based off of this. And so maybe I can get away with a little bit bigger. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and then I'll have the two versions, and I can show those two versions. Anyway, I think it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I have a lot of art to do beyond this. So what I think I am going to do is I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. Shorter streams. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, if I want to keep doing them, they have to be like as much as I did before. I'll have to do shorter streams. Before I did like what every day was like at least 3 to 5 hours. In some cases it went all the way up to like 10. Well, that's way too much. Alright. I hope you guys have a really great day. And good to see you. And if you're in the mood for a long one it is. If not, it's okay. Yeah, and there's other stuff that I gotta get done anyway, any which way, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you again for joining. I hope you all have a really, really great Saturday? Yeah. Hope you all have a really great Saturday. Talk to you all later. See you soon.